It's a sniper, machine gun, and SMG all in one, shooting flames of communist pride out of her barrel. What's up, scholars? It's your professor here, Enlightened Enlisted, and today we're going to be reviewing the PPSH, how you should use it in game, the story behind this weapon, and my personal experience with this staple of Soviet industry. By the way, guys, I am streaming Enlisted every Monday and Thursday with Hell Let Loose on Wednesday. All of my streams start at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there is a link to that channel down in the comments section below. Drop on into the chat and tell me that you are from Team YouTube. The PPSH is unlocked currently in 2 campaigns, Berlin and Moscow. For the Moscow campaign, you will unlock this lead slinger at level 30. Now in Berlin, you have access to 2 of them.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
The box mag or stick mag version is unlocked at level 14, with the drum mag PPSH coming in at level 26. So significantly earlier in the grind should you want to get your hands on this weapon ASAP. Stats for these rifles are the same between both campaigns. Speaking of stats, just look at these numbers here. The damage profile is great even out to 100 meters, with a rate of fire that makes you feel like you are using a minigun protecting the burger town in Modern Warfare 2.
Ramirez, take your team and secure the burger town.
Vertical recoil is decent but manageable with a little side-to-side play. You are best pulling down and slightly to the right to stay on target, but honestly this weapon is a laser even without recoil management. Shooting the 7.62 by 25, the muzzle velocity should be a lot higher than what is represented in game at 450 meters a second, but I'm sure this was done for balance, and with that in mind I am okay with that. You will need to lead your targets a little bit at 100 meters, so be aware of that, but it is not game changing for you. If you want to pick up one of these bad boys from the logistics section, it will cost you 3 weapon cards. A high price, but a solid investment if I must say so myself. Loadout wise will depend on how far you are into the campaign and your play style. Generally, I suggest the large ammo pouch, explosive pack, sidearm if you have a spare, and AT mines for Berlin and AP mines for the Battle of Moscow. If you are later into the campaign, I suggest the secondary upgrade so you can carry 2 PPSHs, which actually gives you more ammo than the large ammo pouch, but please note your stamina will be less. Perk wise, I suggest the vitality perk for every one of your troopers, reload, and vertical recoil reduction. If you can get a speed bonus for aiming, that is always a plus as well. Be sure to keep an engineer in your squad for those ammo crates you will 100% need. Before we get into how to use this weapon in game, let's look at the story behind this SMG and why it is here in Enlisted. The PPSH is one of the big 3 SMGs of World War II. With over 6 million made, it is pretty much in every Soviet picture of the late war. Production started in 1941 and it would be replacing the PPD-40, another SMG featured here in Enlisted. The barrel of the PPSH were milled out Mosin barrels. They would literally cut the barrel in half and then mill them to fire the 7.62 by 25. The production was cheap, crude, but made an effective SMG. The rate of fire was unmatched by any SMG of its time. The rate of fire was so good, the Soviets even experimented with putting a dozen PPSHs mounted to the underbelly of a Tu-2 bomber. It was dubbed the Flying Hedgehog and was used for anti-personnel CAS effectively. The PPSH does have one major downside, and that has to do with its compensator. While it did help to manage the recoil of the weapon, it did increase the muzzle flash. This made it hard to see while firing and did give away your position very easily, but the Soviets truly embraced the superior firepower doctrine with this weapon. When the Wehrmacht captured several thousand of these rifles, they designated them the MP41R. These rifles were converted to the 9mm. However, there are many of those SMGs that were captured that stayed in their original configuration because the 7.63 by 25 Mauser works in those weapons. The Wehrmacht would designate these rifles as the MP717R. PPSHs are still seeing active service in conflicts around the world, many with militia groups such as the Taliban, but also in the Ukrainian conflict with paramilitary groups. The weapon is a video game favorite, making debuts in almost every Call of Duty or even survival-based games. In game, the PPSH is an overall killer. Its only weakness is range, which in the streets of Berlin is something hard to come by. Stick to CQB roots, shooting from the hip first and then aiming second. The rifle is designed for aggressive pushes or counterattacks to defend objectives. Sitting idly won't get you anywhere with this weapon, so go hard. When you get into the later game of the campaign, you can even have 3 assault squads, which makes that absolutely insane having all PPSHs. Even on some of the more open Moscow maps like Fortified District, if you stick stick to the flanks, you can even make some very satisfying pushes. I can't recommend this gun enough, it's truly one of a kind. Defending Mother Russia from the fascist invaders, this SMG will make Comrade Stalin proud, shred through squads like butter, and never let off the gas. Well, scholars, that's all I have for you. If you want me to review a specific weapon, let me know down in the comments below, and while you're down there, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, until next time, hit those books and hit those bottles. Cheers.